Everglades Holiday Park. We're gonna go for an airboat ride.
But before going, I had to fulfill my need for speed, so we went go-karting. This was Nicholas and Alex's first time driving a go-kart, and they promptly got into an accident with one another, suspended for one race. My go-kart had some difficulty in the beginning of the race, so I was kindly given an additional 2 laps, which I took full advantage of. No one on the course. The go-karts were a lot of fun. Then it was off to the Everglades.
We've got wild hogs out here along with foxes. As far as cats, there's plenty of bobcats. It's unfortunate the beautiful Florida panther is dwindling quickly, almost to extinction by now. Their biggest enemy is the automobile. Now these islands of hardwood hammocks are all divided by cuts, just like the one we're entering here now. And we are entering one of the shallow areas in the glades. You see the yellow pond lily or spatadoc, it only grows a maximum of about 8 feet from the ground. Anywhere you see the plant, the depth can go from 8 feet and drop to 1 inch in no time. Now don't be surprised or alarmed if you see a fish jump out of the waters here and land right on your lap. If that happens, folks, all you gotta do is scream as loud as you can, and I'll climb down there and save that poor little fish.
Is that a vulture?
Now I gotta warn you one more time to please keep your hands inside the boat. You never know what's lurking underneath the waters here. Folks, they can see you clearly. It's gonna be too late by the time you see them. And now let's hang on again. We're gonna go quick here. We got a gator watching us right here in the front right.
There's another one right there.
Wondering why we're entering his living room. Now you're going to notice that the alligators got them bony ridges along their backs. Those are called osteoderms or scutes. And not only does it work like a good armor for a gator, it works just like solar panels.
He'll go over, maybe I can get it.
The gator is trying to absorb sunlight for energy all day long. Alligators are nocturnal hunters. They're cold-blooded reptiles. Safe is the best way to measure one of these guys out in the wild without getting bit, folks. All you got to do is look in front of those eyes there, and then go to the back of their nostrils. Simply convert the inches into gap to feet, and you're going to get the approximate length of this gator. It's a lot easier than going out there with a tape measure.
Wow. Look at it over there. See that? Sticking his head out of the water.
Folks, they're born with 80 teeth. The gator's got 40 on the bottom. He's got 40 up on top. Their bite is measured at 2,000 pounds of bone-crushing power. If a tooth breaks off, the other one grows right back in place. These guys will go through about 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. I believe that's 80 good reasons to leave them alone. See you later, gator. Beware of the bull-tailed grackle, folks, or the Everglades sky rat.
The Everglades sky rat. I like that. Wait.
One of the main reasons why a gator loves to hunt in this area so much at nighttime, if you get all picture, Underneath these yellow pond lilies or spotted dots, it probably looks like a forest under there. Not only are you going to get birds, but you're also going to get fish, together with turtles and snakes. They'll come in here and fill their bellies up, and then just waiting to ambush them is going to be a gator. In the glades, the alligator is the #1 predator, with no competition at all. Got another gator coming your way here in the front left side. Now the most dangerous alligator right here in the glades is the one you don't see, folks.
That's right.
A gator can hold its breath for 45 minutes to 1 hour. If the temperatures of the waters are warm, that is. As the waters get colder out here, they're going to hold their breath
there
even
he is.
longer. Up to 6 hours at a time. The little gator.
The sawgrass. See that right there? Straight ahead? That's sawgrass.
Also
Try to
along the
walk
vine's
through it.
edges, you're going to see the plants that have leaves
really
that
sharp,
look like
like a
arrows,
saw.
and sometimes they'll have a little purple flower right on top. These are called the pickerel weeds. And you can eat this pickerel weed. Them small stems and seeds, believe me folks, if you get very hungry out here, it's going to taste like peanut butter to you.
What about if you're not hungry? Tastes like dirt.
Now folks, I'd like to take this opportunity and thank you all for coming out and visiting the beautiful, unique Florida Everglades. I would also like to remind you that including this ride, you do have a nice alligator show, and that's performed by one of the Gator Boys volunteers.
Alligator show.
Ladies and gentlemen, as airboat captains, we work for tips or gratuities to make a living out here.
Joe Dirt.
I hope you all got some nice pictures and learned a little bit about the glades to share back home with your friends. And folks, I hope you enjoyed my ride. Your generosity will be gratefully appreciated.
Getting ready to watch the Joe Dirt Gator show.
In the afternoon, and then after that they mostly will go into hiding later in the afternoon. So like I said, this is the best time to be going out and looking at them, seeing them in their natural environment. Alright, now, my name is Christine, and I'll be doing this alligator show for you today. Now, I'm going to go over some facts about the alligators, considering I do get a lot of questions throughout the day about them. Now, all in total, we have 23 alligators in here. Now, they all range from around 15 to 50 years old. Some people think if the alligator is a certain length or weighs a certain amount that you can determine the age. Well, that's not the case at all. You can't just look at an alligator and know how old it is. But generally, they'll grow about a foot a year for the first 4 or 5 years of their life. After that, the growth rate slows down. Now, keep in mind, females won't get any bigger than about 9 feet. So if you see a really large alligator out there in the wild, like that big boy right there facing everyone, you're going to assume that's a boy because of his size. He can get upwards of 15 feet. But the largest recorded male alligator was actually 19 feet long. That's huge. Our biggest boy in here is close to 11 foot. He weighs around 450 pounds, and he is estimated to be about 50 years old. They'll live around 40 or 50 years in the wild, and in captivity they can live much longer. That's because people are taking care of them. They don't have to hunt for food, they don't have to compete for territory, so they tend to live much longer lives.